TV17's News at 10. And now, Linda Fuco.
Good evening. Bruce has the day off. It came right down to the wire, but Rockford police have a new tentative contract with the city. Police negotiator Greg Cheney said an agreement was made in principle around midnight last night. Cheney wouldn't reveal details of the pact. He said that will come when it's presented to the members early next week. Rockford firefighters are going to vote on their new contract this weekend. Then if both contracts are accepted, they'll go to the city council for final approval. While those negotiations were going on, Rockford police were out patrolling the New Year's Eve streets of the city, streets that they said were very quiet.
Rockford police said they had more than the usual number of accidents last night, but they blame it on the slippery conditions and not the condition of the drivers. They were mostly fender benders, nothing serious. However, Rockford did have 3 drunk driving arrests last night. One of them came after midnight, which means that driver might lose the use of his license for a while. A new Illinois drunk driving law went into effect this morning. Anyone arrested for that offense could lose their driver's license for at least 6 months. The Winnebago County Sheriff's Department had 1 drunk driving arrest today, but other than that, the holiday was pretty quiet. Illinois State Police had the quietest night, though. They made no arrests last night, and the traffic was thin. They attribute it to the weather and the fact that more people are electing to bring the new year in at home rather than going out. Mike Robinson, TV17.
If you plan to rush out and pick up a machine gun because they're legal in Illinois now, you may need to hurry. The new law, supposedly intended to help defense contractors who lost business because they could not supply machine guns, has drawn such heated reaction. There's a coalition of 16 lawmakers already mobilized to strike down the new law as soon as they get back to work in Springfield. An elderly Durand man was rescued from his burning home last night. 79-year-old Burl Kenny is listed in critical condition at the St. Anthony Hospital burn unit. Kenny was rescued from the house at Wheeler and Yale Bridge Roads by Durand firefighters. The house was completely gutted. A wood-burning stove in the living room has been listed as the cause. And I'll have more news after this.
Rock River Ford announces their fabulous 100 sale from December 25th through January 4th. Rock River Ford is having a huge sales contest and must sell 100 cars during this time. Save hundreds of dollars on all new and used cars in stock. We'll be open every day and night, and you can register to win a complete home video system. But remember, between December 25th and January 4th, we must sell 100 new or used cars. So you'll save hundreds of dollars on any car in stock at Rock River Ford's fabulous 100 sale.
Here's an announcement from American of Madison.
From December 26th to January 3rd, purchases can be made up to $2,000 with just $20 down. 3 acres of furniture, carpeting, TVs, appliances, and stereo. Come on into American, negotiate your best price, then pay just $20, the balance in April, and there's no interest. Anything you want in American, TVs, stereos, cameras, furniture, microwave ovens, and appliances, pay just $20. The balance in April, 0% interest at American.
Are you tired of card games with friends? Bored with board games? Have weekends got you down? Now only $499 can put you in the middle of this fun scene. Benson's is offering this regulation pool table for $499. That's right, just $499, and all the fun and excitement of a pool table is yours. Don't spend another ho-hum weekend when you can entertain your friends in style with a pool table from Benson's. Remember, that's Benson's Home Leisure Products.
No wonder Thermal Guard from J.J. Grundy is America's #1 insulated replacement window. Thermal Guard's rigid aluminum strength combined with vinyl cladding and non-conductive features make it the standard all others attempt to achieve. We call it the window within a window. Thermal Guard windows are maintenance-free, custom-built, noise-resistant, installed in 1 day with no mess, and both sashes tilt for easy inside cleaning. Thermal Guard from J.J. Grundy. You'll love what we do.
There's an unconfirmed report tonight that friends of U.S. General James Dozier are raising a $1.8 million reward for information that will lead police to his kidnappers. Italian police still have not reported any concrete leads, but they do say the Red Brigade's communiques on Dozier were typed on the same machine used in the abductions of 2 Italian executives. One of them was murdered, the other released unharmed. A United Press International count shows there have been at least 135 deaths nationwide since the holiday weekend began at 6 Thursday. 2 have been in Illinois, none in northern Illinois. 400 are expected to be killed nationwide. The president used his New Year's message to Europe to blast the Soviet Union. The president noted the struggles in Poland and Afghanistan and affirmed America's commitment to the support of freedom around the world.
President Reagan spent this first day of 1982 watching college football bowl games at the Annenberg Estate and doing a bit of work on his State of the Union message. Elsewhere, however, White House aides set the stage for a decision on whether to replace National Security Advisor Richard Allen. A senior White House official tells NBC News that decision will set in motion a series of changes in national security operations. Principal among them will be making the national security chief reportable directly to the president. He will become, quoting now, a single focus in the White House for contact with the Departments of State and Defense on national security matters. If Allen is ousted, this official says his replacement almost certainly will be Deputy Secretary of State William Clark, a longtime Reagan confidant. The decision, which virtually is firm, to move Clark into Allen's office will come next week. Tonight, the president left the Annenberg Estate for the first time since his arrival on Wednesday. He was joined at a private dinner by nearly 90 friends. Tomorrow, Mr. Reagan is to confer with Secretary of State Haig for a review of the latest developments in Poland and for a discussion of Tuesday's scheduled meeting with West German Chancellor Helmut Schmidt. Dan Blackburn, NBC News, with the president in Rancho Mirage, California.
There are lots of firsts that come with the new year, including the first babies. We'll meet them in a minute.
Set the holiday mood with beautiful paneling for every room in your home from Sutherland Lumber. Sutherland Lumber has received 5 truckloads of durable, decorative paneling to enhance any room. Starting December 26th through January 2nd, save up to $5 on paneling priced as low as $3.49 per sheet. Sutherland Lumber has the paneling to suit your decor. You will love the look. Come to Sutherland Lumber and save.
I once went to bed with a Quaker.
Monday on the 3 o'clock movie, Robert Shaw stars in Swashbuckler.
So I sauntered away, and I spent the whole day with a lovely young thing from Jamaica.
Monday, Robert Shaw stars as a Caribbean pirate in Swashbuckler, TV 17's 3 o'clock movie.
What?
American Bank. We've grown a lot in the past 70 years, and we've no plans to slow up in the future. Far from it. But no matter how much bigger we get, there's one thing we'll never lose sight of, and that's who got us there. You. The reason is simple. Ask American Bank President Dave Knapp.
When our customers look good, we look good.
Because when you look good, we look good at American Bank.
The new year brings greater insight into problems in Poland. Apparently, top-ranking officers of the military still worry about a backlash from the Union Solidarity. The number of price increases there show the depth of their economic problems. Meanwhile, the Pope has delivered his strongest support so far for solidarity.
With martial law in its 19th day, Poland heard from solidarity. As Polish troops patrolled Warsaw streets, Zbigniew Bujak, one of the most militant leaders of the trade union movement, who has apparently escaped detention, issued a message urging Poles to listen to their consciences and not official orders. The military government continues to put the best face possible on the bleak days of martial law, saying coal production is up again and foodstuffs arriving from Russia and Czechoslovakia. These steelworkers gave their hopes for the new year. One said he prayed for a return to civilian life, when lines for food would be shorter and there would be no fear of strikes. Another said he wanted television schedules altered so he could see his favorite soap opera at home in the morning. Though Warsaw Television did report Pope John Paul's New Year's message, it omitted a key passage. Speaking to St. Peter's Square, the Pope said, "Workers have a right to institute independent unions." He said, "I see on many signs the word solidarity, an indication of the struggle for peace and justice." James Compton, NBC News, London.
The fear now is kidnapping. 14-year-old Walter Polovchuk, the Ukrainian teenager who likes the U.S. and may be forced to go back to the Soviet Union, is in danger of being nabbed by Soviet agents. That's the claim of his attorney. Polovchuk has been living with foster parents since he ran away from home in July of 1980 after he learned his parents were going back to their homeland. For as long as anyone can remember, the arrival of a new year has always been symbolized by a newborn infant. And every year, the 3 Rockford hospitals compete for the honor of bringing that first area baby into this world. Mike Robinson has the results of this year's contest.
Let's take a look at the contestants and their order of finish. In 3rd place was Rockford Memorial Hospital. At 3:07 this morning, they delivered Jonathan Schrader, an 8-pound, 12-ounce boy, 20 inches long with dark hair and hazel eyes. He's the proud son of Donna and Bob Schrader of Rockford. 2nd place went to St. Anthony Hospital when they helped bring into this world Sarah Olson at 1:33 this morning. Sarah weighs 6 pounds, 7 ounces. She's 20 inches long, has light brown hair and blue eyes. She's the daughter of Nan and Steve Olson of Rockford. But the winner was Jennifer Hecker and Swedish American Hospital. The 7-pound, 13-ounce daughter of Ron and Andrea Hecker was delivered at 12:28 this morning. She has sandy brown hair and blue eyes. None of the couples expected to spend their New Year's Eve in the hospital, especially Nan Olson. She works as a dietitian for St. Anthony and was at work yesterday when Sarah started kicking.
Came to work and thought I'd work the whole day, but turned out that I wasn't going to. Really had to go to work.
I was just stopped in the hospital about lunchtime, was going to be a nice husband and have lunch with my wife working on the holiday, and stopped in and they said, well, she was admitted. So I head upstairs and we spent our New Year's Eve in the labor room, basically.
We were just hoping for a healthy child. That's all that was important to us.
And you got one.
And we got one, and the mother's healthy, too.
When I got home, I was just wondering where I was all day and said, it's time to go. It can't be time to go now. And so I had to have my brother-in-law drive me. I was already celebrating. And we just, you know, she was due Christmas Day. And just, I didn't think she was ever going to come. Yeah, so heck with it.
What do you think of all this hoopla about the fact that your new daughter is the first one of 1982 in Rockford?
It just makes her Miss 1982 to me. That's just that much more special.
All of the parents said they really didn't think about the fact that their babies were among the first born in Rockford in 1982. They were just happy that their new year got off to a good start and their recent family additions were healthy ones. Mike Robinson, TV 17.
Well, Bob, for a lot of other people, this was a holiday weekend. Are those of us who are off going to be slipping and sliding the rest of the time?
We are going to be slipping and sliding a little bit tonight, a little bit tomorrow, and this is funny weather for June, isn't it?
Yes.
But it's going to be cold, too. In fact, it's 13 degrees right now at the airport, and it's 13 degrees downtown. That gives us a chill temperature at this hour of 2 degrees. Now, about the slipping and the sliding. A little snow coming in from Minnesota. It's already developed up that way. Look for snow to be developing over northern Illinois. Later tonight, it'll be after midnight. Probably when you get up tomorrow morning, some snowflakes will be coming down. It'll be snowing tomorrow, and maybe even a little bit of snow on Sunday. So it's going to be one of those nice, snowy weekends in January. Rockford's highest temperature reading today was 18 degrees. Overnight low last night was 3 degrees above zero. Relative humidity right now is 80%. Our winds are coming in from the east at 6 miles an hour. The barometer reads 30.24. Sunrise tomorrow comes along at 7:26, and it sets tomorrow night at 4:35. Look at some of these temperatures. 4 degrees right now in Madison. It's cold there. But these temperatures are beginning to warm up. 11 degrees in Dubuque, 18 in Chicago, and we have some folks to take a look at through the weather window. Here's the storm that's producing some of that snow now that's moving in across the Plain States and into the Midwest tonight. It's moving rather fast, so even though it's this far away from us at this hour, that's why it'll be giving us some snow after midnight. Snow and rain today throughout the Rockies, into the northern parts of the country. Snow all the way down into northern Arizona today. The warm air confined to the south, the cold air to the north. Still some pretty cold air up to the northern states. Readings below zero all day today throughout that way. How about the eastern states? A little windy, a little warmer than what it's been for the past several days. And even in the south, it's been a piece of cake throughout Florida for today as far as weather's concerned. 86 degrees for afternoon temperatures down that way and fair through the Gulf. So the storminess is confined to the northern parts of the country. And the storminess will be coming in across northern Illinois, but look for light snow, nothing really heavy. 87 degrees for the highest temperature reading in the country today at Miami, Florida. Williston, North Dakota. Would you believe 33 degrees below zero for the nation's low? Anywhere you cut it, that is cold. You know, January is the coldest month of the year, and we are expecting now for the next couple of weeks some of our coldest temperatures of 1982. We'll have to get used to saying that 1982. Let's take a look at the forecast. For the rest of the night, look for some snow, look for an overnight low of 10 degrees. Winds will be light, variable. Then tomorrow, that snow is going to continue. We'll get up to a daytime high tomorrow of 27 degrees. But the winds will be mostly out of the south at 8:15. So even though it's going to get up to 27 tomorrow, the snow will be with us. Then on Sunday, the snow continues, still on the light side, 32 for a daytime high. So a little snow through the weekend, 13 degrees right now here in Rockford. Well, there's a new wrinkle in cable television, a way to help kids and their parents in Fort Wayne, Indiana. More on that after this.
Brown Sporting Goods presents Exertram, the great new way for the entire family to exercise. Now, the Exertram is on sale at Brown's for only $59.88. You save $20. Exertram is the exercise of the 80s because it conditions every part of your body. It's safer than jogging because it's easier on your feet and ankles. The Exertram helps maintain health, control weight, improve your figure, build strength, and more. And now it's on sale at Brown's for $59.88. Come in for a test bounce today.
No wonder Thermal Guard from J.J. Grundy is America's #1 insulated replacement window. Thermal Guard's rigid aluminum strength combined with vinyl cladding and non-conductive features make it the standard all others attempt to achieve. We call it the window within a window. Thermal Guard windows are maintenance-free, custom-built, noise-resistant, installed in one day with no mess, and both sashes tilt for easy inside cleaning. Thermal Guard from J.J. Grundy. You'll love what we do.
Tomorrow night on WTVO at 7, Barbara Mandrell and the Mandrell sisters are joined by the Oak Ridge Boys and Andy Williams for an hour of song. Then at 8 on Harper Valley, Stella's penniless uncle arrives on her doorstep. Next at 8:30 on Lewis and Clark, Stu is pressed to sell his club to a millionaire. At 9, host Rona Barrett predicts the 1982 Oscar nominations on Television Inside and Out. Tomorrow night on WTVO.
We asked Roger Staubach to find out how people spell relief.
How do you spell relief? For acid indigestion, R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
For heartburn, R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
Rolaids really does spell relief.
Like a sponge, Rolaids antacid medicine consumes 100% of the acid required to give millions 100% relief.
How do you spell relief? I spell relief R-O-L-A-I-D-S. For millions of Americans, Rolaids spells 100% relief.
Well, it's not here yet, but it's a new wrinkle in cable TV that's hit Fort Wayne, Indiana. Their local cable system has come up with a program to help befuddled students and their equally befuddled parents.
What do Fort Wayne, Indiana grade school students do when they have trouble with their homework? Many of them watch a new television program called Homework Hotline. A live half-hour broadcast airs twice weekly on the city's cable television system. The show is hosted by school teachers who field questions phoned in by members of the audience.
What happens is that many times in class, a child will not feel open about saying, I don't understand. Many times students are embarrassed. And even though the teacher has explained it and said, does everyone understand, the child won't speak up at that time. Many times the teacher gives a good explanation, but the child forgets by the time he gets home, and he needs a little reminder.
About 2/3 of the requests received by the program staff are for help with math problems. However, since the purpose of Homework Hotline is to help students improve their study skills, the teachers rarely answer their questions directly. Instead, they solve sample problems or direct the students to textbook pages where an answer can be found. Homework Hotline has been enthusiastically embraced not only by Fort Wayne students, but by their parents as well.
And with this show, my children can talk to a teacher and get really how it's done, where I'm not that good at explaining things. I know the answer, but how to tell them to get to it, I really have problems doing that myself.
So while it may sound incongruous, in a growing number of Fort Wayne homes, when children ask their parents for help with their homework, they're told to go watch television. For NBC News, this is Bruce Dunbar in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Tomorrow, the United Press will crown a national champion in college football. Dick, who will it be?
Well, Clemson made it very, very easy tonight. Everyone thought if Clemson lost, it would be just everyone. No one knew what would happen, but they did win tonight. A lot of bowl action today. The national championship at stake. Clemson will win it. Let's check the scoreboard so we can go over it. Texas beat third-ranked Alabama this afternoon 14-13, so that eliminated Alabama from the running. Then Penn State beat Southern Cal 26-10. And then Iowa was upset today by Washington 28-0. That's the first time in 30 years that someone has been upset in the Rose Bowl. And Clemson, here's the national championship game, beat Nebraska tonight 22-15 in the 48th Orange Bowl. And now they have a 12-0 perfect record, first national championship. Dan Ford, their coach, is only 33 years old, and he was just named Coach of the Year. And in the Sugar Bowl, Pittsburgh came back to beat Georgia tonight 24-20. Marino hit Brown on a 33-yard pass with only 35 seconds left in that game. In the fourth quarter, it was 4th and 4, so they do it to beat Georgia in that game. So we're still waiting for some highlights to come over on the network on all of these games, and we hope to have those to you in a minute. First, though, there was a number of teams that were #1 this year. Started out the first week, everyone thought the Michigan Wolverines would end up the year #1. Then it went to Notre Dame, Southern Cal, Texas, Penn State, Pitt, and then Clemson didn't take over the #1 spot until the 13th week of the season. They held on to it, won the game tonight, and won the national championship. And now we do have this late report on today's Rose Bowl, then we'll go to the Orange Bowl.
Washington freshman running back Jacques Robinson, the player of the game, got the Huskies going with a 17-yard run down to the Iowa 6-yard line. Coach Don James then elected to go for it on 4th down. Robinson swept in to make it 7-0 Washington. Then late in the first half, the Huskies' Steve Pueller threw for the end zone. Iowa's Lou King was all over Husky receiver Paul Stancy. The interference call gave Washington the ball at the Iowa 1-yard line. Vince Kobe cracked over, and it was 13-0. The conversion failed. Washington finally broke it open in the fourth quarter. Robinson gained 35 of his 142 yards on this brilliant touchdown run. A 2-point conversion made it 21-0. Washington coach Don James had reason to be happy. The Hawkeyes' Hayden Fry was feeling just the opposite. Washington backup quarterback Tim Cowan finished the scoring with his 4-yard keeper. That was it for the day. Washington 28-0 over Iowa in the Rose Bowl. Rich Brenner for NBC News.
So Clemson, as we said, is the #1 team in the country. They held on to win tonight. We're waiting for a report right now to come in on that Clemson game. As soon as we get that, we'll give you that okay, and we'll go with that one. But they completed a perfect 12-0 season today, beating Nebraska. Just a fantastic team. Everyone was saying Nebraska had the best team outside the NFL, but Clemson showed everyone they are #1. They had many people that were non-believers tonight. They made a lot of believers out of everyone, including myself. They are a very great ball team, and beating just everyone they come on, 24-20, Pittsburgh over Georgia tonight. So Georgia was upset. They could have taken over the spot had the Orange Bowl gone the other way, but Clemson did beat Nebraska 22-15. Washington shut out Iowa in the Rose Bowl 28-0. That's the first time that's ever happened. We understand now that that report is in from NBC. The #1 team in the country, Clemson Tigers, put on their perfect record on the line tonight. Keep that perfect record going. And most people think the best team outside of the NFL was Nebraska. Well, they're not. Here's a late report on that big game played right here on TV 17.
Clemson had taken a 3-0 field goal lead. The Cornhuskers went ahead on a 25-yard touchdown pass. Running back Mike Rozier on the option. Anthony Steele, 7-3 Clemson. A Nebraska fumble led to Clemson's second score. Bates fumble. All-American Jeff Davis recovered. The Tigers scored when Homer Jordan handed off to Cliff Austin, a 2-yard run for a touchdown, 12-7 at the half. Clemson began what looked like a rout as Jordan fired an 11-yard strike to Perry Tuttle for a touchdown and a 19-7 Clemson lead. Nebraska came back in the fourth quarter. 1,000-yard rusher Roger Craig scored for the Huskers, 26 yards out. After a 2-point conversion, it was 22-15 Clemson. That's the way it ended. Clemson now 12-0, the mythical national champions. Stu Nahan for NBC News.
And that's it in sports. but when news continues, we'll look at a novel way to save memories aside from the usual scrapbooks and photos.
Hi, I'm Ronnie McDowell, and have I had a time this week? I've been visiting with that crazy Cornfield County hee-haw gang, hearing some of the corniest jokes that I have ever heard. And would you believe that the naggers are still fussing and fighting after all of these years? Boy, did they make me and my band feel at home when it comes to my music. And you know what? We never sounded so good. So tune in to Hee Haw this week and see for yourself.
Hee Haw Saturday at 2:30 right here on TV 17.
If you're looking for bigger corn yields, take a good look at Lasso herbicide. In 6 years of university tests, Lasso out-yielded dual by an average of 4.9 bushels per acre. Both herbicides were used straight or mixed with atrazine or Blade-X herbicide. Think about it. 4.9 extra bushels adds up to 490 extra bushels for every 100 acres you farm. Mixed or straight, Lasso delivers extra yield.
A lady in Arkansas has devised a unique way to remember the highlights of her life.
When most people recall their lives' histories, they do so with the written word. But not Fanny Mitchin of Crossett, Arkansas. Her family's story is vividly told through miniature crocheted scenes called dioramas. Everything except the dolls is made by Fanny's nimble fingers and needles.
Well, it seems to be such a surprise. They don't expect to see it in this form. It's either solid crochet or they don't think about being in color. They just really don't seem to understand until they see it. Especially things in the first part there that they don't see anymore, like the rail fence and the old smokestacks gone from Crossett. The way we used to wash and iron and the way we picked cotton, and you don't see that anymore.
Fanny began her unique history project 26 years ago. Since then, she's recreated highlights from 80 years of living. Her children playing in a California pool, family celebrations and get-togethers, her golden wedding anniversary.
That's it for news. For Dick Stapleton, Bob Kevin, and myself, good night.
This has been a presentation of TV 17 News. Happy New Year from WTVO Rockford.